Let's put it in a podcast. Got this wee thing as a wee barrier.
Looks a bit like we're about to start pumping.
No, mate. Aye, mate, looks good.
Cool. Hey, I need to do an intro, don't I? I fucking hate the intros. I think we're going to start with like, put it in a podcast, and then it'll like just cut into us chatting.
Right, aye.
Yeah,
Sounds
feeling
good to me.
awkward.
I know, it's better just saying it out loud. This is, we're feeling awkward. But we're going to be fine.
Yeah, so
It's going to be good.
it's going to be good. We were talking about podcasts that we've been on before.
Right.
I was saying I was a total wank on this guy Ken Deckinger. I met him through a photo course, and I like modified my accent because he's American,
Aye.
and it's the most embarrassing thing ever.
Aye, well, I did that as well. I just feel like people expect a certain way from me, so it makes me feel more pressured when I'm on podcasts.
Aye, what is the? Has anyone ever said to you, "Oh, you're not what I expected"?
In the bed all the time. I don't know. I all the time, to be honest. That's actually true. Like, people just expect me to be so loud and bounce about all the time, and
Yeah,
but like I'm literally just so reserved. I'm really nice.
the sad clown. It's a Tony Soprano reference as well. Your lip sync. I think your lip syncing is the only acceptable lip syncing when it's done in like a funny way.
Aye.
Cause see, like normal lip syncing, it fucking drives me
Aye.
insane.
Well, I try to. Well, what one's a lip sync? I try and actually remember the whole.
It was like a whole soprano scene. It was like long.
Oh, aye. I have that in my mind.
Yeah.
Just not like. I don't know why. I just have it in my mind. I've got that. I've got the Network speech in my mind.
Yeah.
Which is a movie I watched it and went, that was good, but for some reason that speech stuck with me, so I was like, I don't know what it is, right? I can listen to it and then it just sticks there, and then I can be in my house just going about and just doing the full speech, which I might do at the end of this.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, right, this is Darren Fox. I came across you on TikTok, just doing some hilarious raps, gangster rapper, extreme.
Proper gangster stuff.
Also does some just skits and all that, and then I recently discovered you got Spotify. Am I missing anything? Is there
No, that's it, aye.
Yeah.
Aye, that's it. We SoundCloud as well. And, aye, I'm feeling awkward now.
See, on the SoundCloud I was listening to, I'm actually the same, I don't know why. Well, we'll be fine eventually.
Aye. Even if we have to cut this bit out and we can jump to like us naturally talking, aye.
I was going to bring the weed vape as well, I thought that was good. I want to get home. The song Invisible Cigarettes.
Aye.
As soon as I put it on, I saw the song title and I was like, oh my god, please tell me this is about just blowing smoke out in the stove, because that's perfect. And if it's not, I'm going to think of doing one. And it was. I was like, this is
That's actually
brilliant.
a class that you thought of that, because I was like, I don't know. Do you know what it was? I was walking in for work, and because I worked night shift, it was dark and cold, and I was like taking videos of me pretending to smoke, right? And I was like, you know what would be funny is just a song that goes with that. And I've got these apps, I think Rap Chat is one of them, and Rap Fame or something.
Right.
And you go on them, right, and you just pick up, there's all these producers that just put beats on. And I was like, old school hip hop beat, and that came on. And then just in my head, I was like, invisible cigarette. And then I just channeled my inner, like, Scarface Ghetto Boys. Oh, invisible cigarette, no more will I ever be in debt.
It was the kind of old school beat with it's like almost like the Vice City tune.
Yeah, that's true, I was loving it. And then so I got home and just made that, and then I think that I never posted it, actually filmed more stuff where I walked in the next day after my work and was smoking invisible cigarettes.
So, we were chatting about the night shift and how that might have something to do with
my brain.
the videos, yeah.
That's true. Like, it's because work just stacking shelves, so your mind is just, you just basically go all the time and just think about anything. And then because I listen to music all the time, I look at that spurs on my ideas. Yeah. So like, I put up a video recently and it was like a Barry White song. And genuinely the idea came because I was listening to Barry White and I was like, oh, I could be doing this, and then just repeated the song. It must be on like my most, like, you get a Spotify Wrapped, that would be my top one, because I just kept repeating it and going, and I come at this and do this bit, and then I do this, and like, all my ideas basically come for that. So it spurs on so much in my stuff.
What's the Barry White song?
What was it again? Because I now I've got my head, can't get enough of your love, babe, but it wasn't that one, it was the one I hadn't heard before. But it starts off and it's just like, it sounds like there's such a tense, it sounds like something like a scary movie.
Right.
And he's like that, and he's in the back going, he's going, oh baby, baby. And I was like, that sounds like, in my head I was like, that's like someone at your door, like, trying to get in and rape you or something like that.
Nice.
That's what my mind went to at night shift anyway.
That's what Barry's going for.
I think that's what he actually said in the studio. He was like, I want a song that sounds like you're outside someone's door.
Got an idea. How do I embody this? So what? Is it just a night? Because I did a few night shifts before. It was only a couple months between jobs. But I did find your mind wanders. I don't know if it's because everyone else is asleep. You don't need to worry about stuff. You're doing like, tasks. I was like cleaning up a hotel thing, and your subconscious just kind of runs.
You get a bit delirious.
Runs right.
Aye, with stuff, and then I don't know. There's just something about it. But then I've worked there that long that I'm sort of used to it now. But it's good, like, just to have the ideas just playing in my mind. And it means that like I go on my notes and just be like, might be working, but I'm on my phone like that, right? Like putting all this stuff in my notes. My notes are just so much shit in it, but it makes sense to me.
Have you got any unreleased raps?
Aye, I do. I've got all like lyrics and that on my phone that like I'm like I need to find a way to put these in a song. But
see what we can do then. How did the videos and skits start? Like what was do you remember your first one?
The first one that I really posted like because I used to be Twitter. I used to post them before TikTok
right.
and that. And I used to just put like daft tweets, and then I made like a video. I made a video like it was just like me taking selfies, like just so cheesy, with like an inspiring song behind it. And I put it as a CV, like putting this in my. I put it as the caption, putting this in my CV, and it's just like that. And it was just like all these like, and it done quite well.
Yeah.
And it sort of builds your confidence. And then I just started like making all wee like random ones and posting them, and they done well. But it really started for like making videos. My dad used to make videos with me and my brothers and that, so I sort of got a sense of it then.
Your dad did it with him?
Aye, like it would be in them and that, and like aye, like just like.
See, the same pattern.
Aye, 100%. Aye, I thought like we've all got the sort of same pattern, and so they're funny to watch back. And then as I like got older, I would just be making them myself, and I'd send it to my mates and that, and they'd be laughing at them. And then you just start to grow the confidence if you post them on Twitter and people are laughing at them. Yeah. And then TikTok came, and I was like, this is perfect for me. Aye.
So what kind of videos were you doing with your dad and your brother?
There's one that it's going to sound bad, but the one we done called Psycho Dad, which is where my dad was basically abusive psycho dad. But like, it just sounds bad, but it was funny at the time.
Was your dad just looking for an excuse? That's a great idea.
Like fucking, you just want to record it, it's going to happen. But it was just basically about him like bevying, and then like I was like, you having another drink? He's like, I'll fucking tell you another drink. That sounds bad.
That sounds like my actual child. Not my dad.
But it was that started it, and then me and my brother, shout out to George. We made videos and like we'd post them. It was just like all these daft ones. He had most of the ideas, to be honest. I was just always the one that was editing, like, you know, like Sonny Vegas and that. Like I was always So I'd record him, and he'd be like, if you just do this and put a song here. So I think back then it was just him taking the reins with all the ideas and all the funny stuff, and I'd go and edit it, and then at night we'd watch it with my family, and it'd be the sort of thing we were talking about earlier, where you've got an idea for what's going to be like, and you watch it and you're like, this is fucking terrible.
Right.
But it was funny though. So just all the just experiences and that, and all that just sort of like is what I am doing it. Aye.
It's part of you wants to do it.
Aye.
What age were you when you started the videos?
Oh man, about 10 or something like that. Like
right,
there's videos of like me, like, can you get the old cameras, like the ones with the tapes and that, like there's videos in my room when I'm just talking, I'm just like lip syncing songs and that, just doing all this sort of stuff where it's just like, it's funny watching back because I was just in my own world, just like
and
my room.
You still got them?
I probably could find them, but
I lost, so I think I was about 13, 14, started like nicking my stepdad's camera, and it was one of these, you know, the big chunky LCD screen that had like the camera.
That's what sort of
whatever
it was
like sepia and black and white.
Aye, black and white and negative and that.
Yeah.
Aye, I remember that.
We've done like a Power Rangers thing, did football videos where we'd like kick it into bins, or like my pal punted it off some guy's arse and then ran away. APAC, like horror films, where I was the killer with the stupid wee £1 mask from the joke shop. And it was like a spoof of Halloween. It was when Scary Movie came out, we were doing that.
We done ones like that as well. We done like when we were younger, it's like my cousins came in and that, and we done like a zombie one. Yeah. And for some reason, like my dad's idea was that the zombies, what was it?
Get battered by a guy drinking.
I just constantly, he's like, what if I drinking this and I battered?
Like. Don't get me still up in the fucking shop.
What's the? I can't remember what the cream's called. The white cream. That doesn't sound right, but like.
The white cream. E45.
Maybe something like that. But he was like, the zombies. We decided that the zombies, when you get bit, that's what happens to you. No zombies are all bloody and that. But we did have stuff where like my cousin got bit, and then it would just be like, I'll be fucking like.
Moisturised.
Aye, moisturised. I don't know what it was, man. I might be talking shite. That may just be. I dread that.
The videos of your dad never exist.
My dad doesn't exist.
Oh,
but
that's class. If you do find any and you've got any handy, let me know.
Aye, I definitely will. Like, I'll see.
Pop a wee thing up. Aye, we did. I think the guy I'm going to start working with, Declan, as well. I had a video, and he jumped off my roof on my house. And it was a bungalow, but it was quite high.
Right.
And just like took it and kind of rolled over, but he was in agony and stuff. And we had this jackass video, and it's just all gone. It's just all.
Oh,
gone.
actually,
Yeah,
that
it was
was
before like. Yeah, slightly before. It was maybe just before MySpace and Bebo and shit like that.
Aye.
And we started to do a couple on Bebo and then just left it, but.
There's ones like, I've had like quite a few YouTube channels, and I used to make ones with my mates, but I just like deleted them all. But I'm like, I'd love to just go back and just watch what they were like. But I think at the time I was like, fuck this, I'm getting a video of these.
Shite, right. Do you ever post like a skit and delete it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll post stuff and be like the whole thing about the idea in my mind, I'm like, this is amazing. This is the best idea I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it, and even when I'm recording it, I'm like, I don't know if this is actually working. But I'm like, I'm already here with the wig on, and I'm fucking, I may as well just put myself through it.
Here with the wig.
And then like, I'll be editing it, and I'll be like, maybe it's shite, but maybe people will like it.
Because it loses the immediate spark when you're editing it.
Aye, well, like, you're like, this isn't what I had in mind, and then you're like, if I didn't like it, people might like it, and you post it, and then it's, because the way the world is now, 15 minutes go by, and you're like, I've only got 1,000 likes yet, how's this not happening? But like, no, just 1,000, like,
yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, I'm just like, how the fuck, people didn't like it, that's just so stupid, and I just like, I'll delete it.
Yeah.
But then I can like find the video months later and be like, that's actually quite funny. It's just like, basically me thinking this is shite because it's not got the...
Feeling vulnerable.
Aye, basically, aye.
I do that as well. I started just, I don't know why. I had like a couple stupid videos on TikTok, but I got rid of them all. But you just do it when you feel like a laugh, and then...
Aye, it's like you're feeling a high and something's funny to you, and then you watch it back and you're like, who is this guy?
Aye. I had a moment the other night and I was just, oh fuck all this shit, I just get rid of it all. And there was one that I found funny, but then it was because of working, and I was like, I know I've got people at work here,
aye.
but I was pretending to do like stand up and just like going like that, like just kept like sniffing my fingers and all that. And I was like, what am I doing, man?
Aye, well, it's funny because like how you're saying that when people at work, you're like, you know, it's a laugh, but people at work would be like, who's this guy? Well, that's what I feel like. But they probably wouldn't be like that. They'd probably be like, fuck it, like, who cares? But I get that as well. I'm like, they see me in a certain way. They're going to see this. They're going to think I'm a fucking, I don't know. It's also like the anxiety, like walking into work after you've posted it and being like, you feel like all eyes on you, but even though no one's going to be bothered.
Oh,
like,
here comes that guy.
Aye, what's
like
the
a Barry White song.
Exactly, and I'm thinking to myself, like you're all going to be like that, so how was it with like pure news reporters and that? What was it with the Barry White song? But they're like, literally nothing happened.
Yeah, I was chatting to a pal about that as well. It's like, you post stuff and then you think it's cringe as fuck, and you think everyone's going to be thinking, oh, this person's like this person's a tryhard, this person's like that. But even if a pal of yours does something cringe, or a pal of yours does something you're like, oh, I don't find that funny, but maybe someone else will, and then you don't think about it.
Exactly, it just goes by. And then you see like people who just post freely and that, like I try and do that these days, like just post and go, fuck it, like just be random moments, because it's like, oh, it's just people just seeing it and then scrolling by. And in my own mind, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. Like it just,
you get like thousands of like engagement and shit. And
like
I love it.
But I feel like in my mind as well, I'm just like, I can put ones up that I know that I think will do well, but I just like putting up ones that didn't even make sense, like just ones that didn't end, like didn't have an ending to them. Just because I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll just test the waters with this.
Yeah. Aye, it's that inner voice. But I was surprised to hear you saying that when we were in the car about the kind of self-doubt and deleting stuff back.
Aye, my anxiety in that is sky high. But it sort of comes with posting stuff and that as well though. Like, and then especially if you're trying out and doing like sketches and you're really putting effort into stuff. Like, because I think that can take away, like see if someone's watching a video and you're doing fucking getting a wig on and you're doing backflips and you're doing all this stuff, it can be like, this guy's really trying here, and it can you know what I mean, like this guy, like it can make people feel a bit like he's trying so hard here.
But then you see other people that just have no qualms and keep posting shite.
Well, don't get me started. That's one of the things as well, like people just get away with just like, because there's this the creator award thing, I'm in it, right, and it's like I have to pass a minute for you to get paid, but it's got to do a certain amount of views and all that stuff. But you'll see people who will just talk mince for like the 1 minute just to get that like engagement and that.
Right, okay.
And then a lot of these like clips pages will pop if they're into it. they record like lives or whatever, and they'll put in a be over a minute. They'll get like loads of engagement, and then must be loads of money comes into it. But a lot of mine's like, you can check the analytics, and a lot of mine's like will dip down. But it's because like in my mind I'm like, right, this will be good. In my mind I'm like, right, this I want this to be like half a minute, maybe a minute and a half. And I end up just like by the end of it, it's about 3 minutes long or something like that. And I'm just like, we'll just keep it. Because like starting the day with a song and then me talking and that, like, so if that made any sense.
And do you stay with your girlfriend then?
No, I didn't. I stay with my mum and dad.
Right, okay.
Delete that.
We take a wee break for a sniff. Right?
Oh man.
Aye, I felt after I think I'm quite an anxious person as well, so I think both chatting about it, the anxiousness just at the start, I was like, oh my god.
I get like stuff where I'm talking and I start going like my head goes, who is this guy? Like it's I'm standing outside I'm too aware of what I'm talking about. Like I'll be talking now and I'm going, I'll be voicing my head, I'll be going, what are you talking about? Like, wrap it up, buddy.
And then because you're concentrating on that, you're not concentrating.
And I end up by saying, aye. Like, I didn't even have any like point to what I'm saying.
I had that earlier. I was chatting to you and I was like enjoying the chat, and then out the corner of my eye I just noticed the camera. I was like, oh.
I keep like looking at like right at it and then like looking about.
So dumb.
Right, that's mental. Do you know what the Amanda Dwyer podcast when you're talking about when you went, was it fast motion or slow motion or something like that?
Mine was all sped up. I think hers was slower. So songs are slow.
Actual like scared me. Like I was on a search thing. Like was it last? When was Elvis suit? I don't know that movie.
Oh, with Austin Butler.
Aye.
I've not seen it.
I'd been on like search thing for like 3 weeks or something, and the night before I was out with my mate, and then the next day my girlfriend was coming up. I'm going to go to see Elvis and that, and then we went to go and see it. Everything was fine. Came back, smoked a joint. Was stoned. Went to my room and smoked another joint, right, and I was high out my nut, right, and I remember like laughing and going like, I'm out my nut, and then everything just went fucking mad, right, and I was like to my girlfriend, I need to lie down, but as I said that I was already lying down.
Alright.
And then I was like, what the hell, and when I said what the hell, I was already looking at her, so everything was just, I don't know what the word is, it was all like just mixed up, and then sounds didn't like sound right and that, like
right.
So also like she was like, are you alright? And I was like, I don't know. And then my thoughts sounded so loud, right?
Your thoughts? Or you thought like people could hear them?
No, I thought I was speaking, so right. To know that I'm actually saying stuff or I'm not speaking my thoughts, I had to have my finger here, right? And if I knew that there was vibration happening, I was saying it. But if I wasn't, like if that wasn't happening, I'm like, it's in my head. Anyway, the fucking paramedic came and she was like,
oh shit, really?
Aye, like, because I was, so what I think it was, right, was serotonin syndrome or something, right? Which is like, because of you're taking like sertraline, which is like meant to boost your, I don't know what the, serotonin, and then you're smoking, you're like, you're mixing it up or something like that.
Is that like an antidepressant thing?
Aye, so sertraline's antidepressant, and then it's meant to like, I think it's for people who maybe like want to like, feel like they need to get up out of bed and, do you know, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
So I was taking that, and then I smoked, and I think it just like mixed up, and it fucking, like, it just sent me pure blind, basically. Oh. But, and then the paramedic came up, and she was like, you're having a panic attack, and I was like, really? This isn't I think this is a fucking panic attack. But then just when you're talking about it on that podcast, I was like, oh, that sounds, because that stuck with me for like, I feel like it was, because I just felt like this isn't real, like what's happening? Yeah. And it sort of stuck with me for the full, it's still like sort of now, but like the full year where I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what is it like, derealisation or where you start thinking like, what is this, what's even going on? Like that sort of thing. I can't even word it, but.
Oh, that's mad.
No, I don't know if that's too serious.
No, I like that shit.
Have
you ever had like anything since, or flashbacks, or like?
I sort of have like wee moments where it's so mad. I'm like, right, I'm talking. I had a moment. This is hilarious. Like, I've seen fucking Batman Begins for like so many times, right? And I was watching it one after I got in for work, and do you know the bit where have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
So when he gives Scarecrow doses of medicine, and he turns into a scary Batman.
Yeah.
I was watching it, right, and I remember I was going, oh, that's actually quite scary, and I had to turn it off. Because it's something about it just made me feel like this is freaky as anything. And then because I said it out loud, I was like, why am I scared of this? And I just turned it off and just went like that. Take some time out. It just, I don't know, it makes you feel like you're going a bit fucking mad.
I had that with, I hadn't smoked weed in ages and I was smoking it and I was watching, what's the Leonardo DiCaprio film where he's that billionaire guy?
Wolf of Wall Street, aye.
And I fell asleep and I woke up when he's on, you know, when he's on
Aye,
and I thought it was me tripping.
Yeah, fucking hell.
You know, he's like, I need to get, and I was like, fucking hell. So I shut off, went to bed. And I came back the next day to watch it. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's long. And I was like, oh my god, I've smoked too much.
Aye, like I used to be able to handle weed, but now like my girlfriend hates smoking me because she's like, you're going to freak out. But it's because that happened to me, so I'm like, so I'm like, a couple puffs, and I'm like that. Hey, who's against me? Out the window like that.
That's when that's when I get kind of cocoon mode, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll delete everything. Why am I doing a podcast?
I know you get like a high percentage, like just everything, eh? Like I did hear you saying that about you. I think came up podcast was about you having a joint when you're watching like a stand up or something like that, which is always good. But then I always but I always get like the thing when I can't even like focus on what I'm watching.
Right, okay.
So I just go on my phone and then I just be like, I need you I normally just want to sleep it off. Just like sleep off. I smoke and I'm like that, and I just want to go to sleep and get this away from me now.
Yeah, I sometimes, depends what kind, I think.
Aye.
But yeah, that one with Jim Gaffigan was weird. Literally just crying about how good it was. It was 10 minutes of diarrhea chat.
I didn't watch much stand-ups. I watched, I loved Bill Burr's one. I can't remember what one it is. He's class.
Yeah.
I liked like old school ones, like see Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
He's unreal to watch. Like that's just amazing. But there's ones where I just feel like I see it on Netflix and I'm like, I can't be arsed watching it. And then do you know what annoys me on Netflix when it's like someone stand up, it's like an advert. It's like the most crazy stand up. He's like, and they're doing it, and they're doing these weird walks about the stage and that. And I'm like, I can't be arsed with that at all. Like. And then also, I'm hearing about Phil Vaughan, his stand-up's not as good as his Hangman. I'm like, I didn't want to ruin it for me. Like, I'd rather just stick to his stand-up.
Aye, I think his old stand-up, there's a few ones that are definitely worth watching. And like folk like Mitch Hedberg.
Aye, he's like Norm Macdonald's class. I like that.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald's.
What's the dog? The Hitler's dog one was fucking unreal.
I heard one the other day. Is like you should give gold chains, like gold chains to really, really good slaves.
And the guy's like, what did you just say there? Like,
aye. That guy's so good though. What's his name?
What's it? He's a
Super
guy.
Dave.
Aye, Super Dave. Aye.
Dave Osborne or something.
Aye.
But that's where the dummy idea came from. So.
I never knew that he was actually had that whole history, like being actual, like that's his name, Super Dave. Aye.
So he used to do like the stupid stunts and have like the dummies just like a wrecking ball come and hit the
dummies. Aye, and he's on a motorbike and he just goes flying into stuff and that. Aye.
Oh, it's so funny.
And he does his he's on that curb and he does his mad jokes and that. But he's such a good guest. Like that Norm Macdonald podcast with Stephen Merchant's unreal as well.
Stephen Merchant.
Have you not seen that? Oh man, you need to watch that. Like he's talking about the Queen and that, innit?
Right.
But it's just funny, aye.
I've just seen the one where he's with that wee guy and he always asks, like, where'd you get your ideas from?
Aye.
And the bad jokes at the end.
Aye, they're class, like, he just completely takes the piss. Have you heard about the story about, he was on, what Joe Rogan tells it, but the joke misses him half the time. But Norm Macdonald was always, like, trolling people, even when, like, the cameras weren't on and that.
Yeah.
And he says, Joe Rogan's telling a story about how he was on a plane sitting next to, like, he just by chance got put next to Norm Macdonald, and the whole trip Norm Macdonald's like that, like I've quit smoking, like I've completely quit it, I'm never going to do it again. That the whole plane ride. And then after they get off the plane, he's lighting the shops buying fags, but he just made it up the full time just to get like just for that view. Aye,
to amuse himself.
Aye. He's a legend, man. R.I.P.
When you were when we were chatting about the visions and the whatever you call it, biffing out, I was thinking of one time, so for some reason I went through a few years of having like night terrors, like I'd wake up and I'd see like vivid hallucinations and think they were real for about a minute.
Right.
And it was quite intense. Like the first one I had, I woke up and a guy was like, he had his hand over my mouth and nose and his forearm over my neck and he was like strangling me.
Is it like a sleep paralysis or something?
No, I've had that as well, but I could move in these ones. So the guy was like choking me. And I was lying on the carpet in my room because I came back steaming. I didn't make it to the bed. But I remember like flipping him over and I was punching and punching and punching. I could feel like skin. It was pitch dark.
Jesus.
And I walked back just like swinging shit myself. And I put on the light and it went poof, and just blew out all the lights in that half of my house.
This is real, or what? This is
real.
fucking hell. What the hell?
And so I ran to the kitchen and I was like nearly being sick, and then I just realised, oh, I was just imagining it. Like I knew, I hadn't even gone back and checked, but I just knew it was
Aye, that's mental. That sounds scary as anything.
And then I think the funniest one, I used to get stuff like my light would turn into like this huge spider come to the foot of my bed to go under the covers, and I'd like go, ah! And my pal Kaz as well, one time I did that and I was like, ah! And you know how you don't know how you're going to sound screaming terrified until you do. And I'm so thankful, like I'm not the manliest guy, but it sounded like quite good. And Kaz is
I know
there,
that high pitched.
Aye, Kaz is sitting there watching me, so he hadn't seen it, and he's like, it's ridiculous screaming.
I see, it's like I used to always get the sleep paralysis like, all the time, but I've actually like got that much that have you ever lucid dreamed?
What is that?
Like where you know you're dreaming and you just control it.
No.
It sounds mad. Oh,
Done
mate.
wet ones.
Well, I can make it in the wet ones if I want. Nah, like there's ones where like we'll be having a nightmare and realise I'm dreaming, and then in my head I'll say, like, so just say like I've had ones where I'm out in the woods and it's dark and that, I'll be like in my head make it light, and then the sun comes in, and then like I've had normally in my ones I'll go flying. Right, this isn't made up. Like, and you generally feel the sensation of the wind.
Yeah.
And you're flying, and there's ones where like I've had where I was flying. I don't think I'm tripping now, but I was flying like over water, and it was like 4K, like the waves and that. The waves were like watching it, and I was just flying over, and it was like, and I was like, oh man. So lucid dream, get on that, people.
Why do you limit yourself to like a TV's resolution? I've not got 8K yet. It's almost as much as you
true,
can see.
actually. I don't know, man. But
that's class, no?
Aye, like because you sort of there's ways to train yourself. So see if I think one of them is if every half an hour you look at your watch and you see the time and you make it like a regular thing. So in your dream you'll look at the watch, but in dreams the watch like time is never, it's always like random, like it doesn't make sense. So you'll look at your watch in your dream.
Like I'm watching Inception.
So wake up. So you'll look at your watch in your dream and then you'll be like, what the hell, it's 4:30, and then you'll just wake up and you're like that, oh right, I'm actually dreaming now. Like I'm not made it up.
So you train yourself. Anytime you're in a dream, you try and get aware that you're in a dream, but I need to check my watch.
Well, it's not even the watch. I just know that I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming now, and I've just changed the whole scenario to my.
So that's
to my
your spinning top thing.
Aye, basically, aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
You just watched Inception high too many times.
maybe none of that actually happened.
No, listen to me. I was fucking flying. Check my watch.
It was 4K.
I was flying in 4K, mate. What have you done with your life?
No, that's actually like what I escaped to, mate. I'm like that. I'm like my bed. I'm going to start flying.
No, that's class. I'm trying to think. I used to get. One time, my mum and my stepdad, see that progress Gareth much taught me. My mum and my stepdad were out in Glasgow and I was asleep and they came back. This was years ago. I don't live with my mum and dad.
No.
They came back. So I woke up hearing them come in, and all over my bed and all over the thing there was like glow in the dark iguanas, lizards. They kind of look like Haribo colours, but like spiders just like sitting in my bed. And I was like, oh, they think they're hilarious. Come back from Glasgow with glow in the dark iguanas jumping on my bed. So I like carefully got out of bed and just started stomping through like I was ready to fucking shoot you.
Fucking hell.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was sleeping. And then I was like, wait a minute, glow in the dark iguanas, like, the fuck am I talking about? And they're like, hi. And I was like, hi, I'm just going back.
Aye, sleepwalking, that's something I've never really done, like, but it's something I'm trying to get up to there. I'm
Training yourself.
Aye, trying to start sleepwalking. You know, that just reminded me for some reason, when I was in my house, this isn't a dream or that, I was, so in my house, like, there's like a hallway when you walk in the front door, and like there's a room there, then I was the furthest room up, and I was just playing like Call of Duty, with my headphones on. I think my brother was in the bath, and my brother was in the living room, and I was playing the game, right, and a guy just appeared at the right of me, right, and he was like, it's David. And I went like that, I went, what? And he went, it's David. I'm like, not sorry. And he just disappeared and walked back out. Like, and I actually think to myself, I could have got murdered or anything, but
yeah.
I think the guy was just looking for Dave, to be honest. But it makes me think, like, we obviously looked our door after that, but I was like, fucking hell. And I actually quite...
And then Dave pops his head out from behind the couch.
I'm right here. I was actually quite proud of myself because I just went, nah. Like he said, you can get in my house. I might have actually started him. Maybe he was sleepwalking.
Shit. It's David.
I'm going to start flying in a minute. 4K, buddy.
He's late for his fucking 4K flight. Oh, that's mad, no.
I know, man.
Have you ever been like burgled or broken into or mugged or anything like that?
I got, nah, I've not been broken into or that, but I got absolute Mike Tyson one night. I was with my mate, we were coming back, like back in the days when we used to have like a half bottled in our fucking joggers and just be kicking about.
Yeah.
And we were close to mine, and there's a McDonald's at mine, and we were going to go me and my mate Lyle, shouts out to Lyle, we're going to go one way, and then he was like, we'll go this way, and McDonald's was just, there were so many people there, like all like the youth.
Yeah.
And we were walking in, and my mate Lyle was just like that, looking at them as if, because he thought it was someone he knew, like, and then they all started like one by one just started like that, looking at us, and then Lyle was like, no, that's not who I think it is.
Oh shit.
And then so we just started walking, and they were like, hey, and they're calling me by someone else's name, which isn't a good thing. And they were like, like, Dave, wake up. Now, like, they were like, one of them shouted, I can smell you're going to take toes. I didn't know what that meant at the time.
What?
Smell you're going to take toes, meaning I can smell you're going to start running. And I actually said to Lyle at the time, do you want to run? He's like, no, it'll be worse. Anyway, they all came up to me, and they were like, one guy went, where are you fae? And I was like, it's late for, I couldn't even get the words out, mate. I just went, poof. I didn't remember it even happening, mate. Just got absolutely rocked. I remember just seeing the deck, and then I got up and I was like, and they were all with my mate, and they were like, that's going to make me sound like a fucking bad pal. But I started kicking cunt as well. Nah, I'm joking. Geese a bit. Nah, they were like,
take toes, you
you think I'm going to take toes? This guy's going to take toes.
I'll take my pals too.
Nah, they were like, I'll give you 5 seconds to fuck off. And I was like, oh, and there were so many of them. So I just started like sort of backing away. And anyway, my mate got away, so it was fine. Shit. But he, like, I looked worse than him. I had like a massive black eye. And then I've not been outside since then.
What? When was that?
Oh man, last week. Joking. That was years ago. That was back in like when I must have been in like S4 or something, S3.
What age are you?
29.
29, right. So I'm 34, but I was the same. I don't seem to, maybe I'm just not out and about, but I feel like it's a lot safer now.
Aye. 100%. I feel
like
that.
Used to get jumped for just no reason.
I know.
There's a group of guys in my school just jumping folks' heads, fucking
that's
savagely
scary, like,
jumping.
aye.
And then I met them like years later at a house party. It's like, oh, this is this guy. I'm like, he's a fucking faggot.
He's like, a fucking nut job. Aye. It's mental. Like, it did scare me that because I was like, I'm never going out and drinking again. So we just.
So random as well. Just.
Aye, it was
McDonald's always attracts.
Aye, but it's just so many of them as well. And I think when I got punched, a lot of them like seen what happened and like backed away.
Right.
So it's like maybe ones were like there for the entertainment, and they went, this is actually quite serious because the actual nut jobs went and punched them. But and then another time I remember I was walking home, and it was like dark, and these two boys across the road from me, and they're like, "Use your phone," and I was like, and then one of them went behind me, and luckily I had my wits about me, and I was like, so I stood on the pavement, and I was like, I think I said something like, "The police are just up there, mate." Like this kind of, I'm not giving a fuck, and I just turned around, actually took toes, I just bolted away, and they were actually shouting at me like, "Fucking hell, mate," as if to say like, "Come on, mate, why are you running away?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What do you think I'm going to fucking do, mate? Stand here and get my phone taken off me."
I've got a terrible one I don't even want to admit, but I think, seeing as it's in conversation, being honest, right? I was walking home from work and I passed the McDonald's just heading into like Southside, like near Shawlands and all that.
Right.
And these two girls and a guy ran by me, like shitting themselves, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck's happening?" And it was pissing down with rain, right? And I had my work shoes on, a big rucksack with my laptop. I think I had like a jumper in there, my work headphones, all that stuff, like over two shoulders. And I had like a raincoat like fucking up because it was pissing down. And I sees these two just absolute steaming edge, like, "Aah!" And I was walking up to them, and I'd crossed the road, and they were at the corner of the road, right? And one guy was pissing. Just with like, you could see everything, and he just looked like a big minging gremlin. And the other guy was looking at me, so I went up, and I was kind of walking towards them, they're like looking at me, so I kind of went on the road.
Aye.
And kind of thought that I'll do a wee kind of jog around them and come back in, and they just turned around and started saying, "Never run, mate, never fucking run, never fucking run." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "All right." I was like, "Never fucking run." And I was like, "All right, I was just getting by you." And he's like, what?
Oh,
what?
fuck's sake.
And then my mind went to, remember GlasgowSurvival.net? Did you ever do
Nah, I don't think so, not.
There was a website where it's called Glasgow Survival, and it's like you choose how you respond to Ned starting on you, and if you went just pure aggro, it worked.
Oh, did you take that?
So I'm like, fucking get the fuck, like what the fuck do you want? Fuck off. All that, and they're like, "Oh, what? And the manky guy with the all I could think was his fucking minging willy hands was like going beside me like that, and I was like, shit, and I was like, I've literally got like 2 straps on here, like I'm not mobile, I've got my work shoes on, and I was like, I'm fucked. And I was actually on the phone to my mum at that point with like the wee Apple headset. And I was like, mate, fuck off, I'm on the phone with my mum, she's dying. And I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. And the guy's like, oh, sorry.
Is
mate.
that what?
He's like, I just lost my dad. And he gave me a
It worked.
And then I was on my phone, I was like, did you hear that, mum? And she's like, what? What happened? What happened? I was like, I might have just used you down. She's absolutely fine and not obviously like fucking touching me. Like, oh man.
I might use that then.
It was a fucking pussy move, but you know, just that way I was like, I'm fucked here.
You just start, it just happens at the moment, you're not even thinking about it, it's just like whatever to survive.
And I went home and had a wee adrenaline poo.
Did you?
For a good 20 minutes.
Well, after I got fucking punched, I went to my mate's house and I had to get back my way walking past like that where they were, and it was the scariest walk I've ever had in my life. Just like constantly, just like.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just like, they're going to be like, they're everywhere.
There used to be mosher hunting in there. All these wee bands, most of them ended up in jail now, but we used to, you know, you kicked about like, I don't know if you did, but I had like skinny jeans, Vans and the long hair and all that shit back in the day.
Aye.
The end thing, and walking around the alleyway and all you see is a sea of Neds from this, like there's a place called like Zulu, in case you're near us, where I had like got loads of pals there, but they all used to go out mosher hunting.
Right. What's mosher hunting, by the way?
You know, like moshers as in like skaters and goths and moshers.
Oh, right, aye.
So that was like a Friday night activity, mosher hunting. And we walked to the end of the road and just saw them like all that, and they all just started sprinting, like no joke, like fucking 30 of them. So we're like, fuck. So we ran and just dipped into the very first house and like under the wall, like just sitting there, just waiting. And they all ran by. It was like something out of Scooby-Doo. And then right at the end came there's this wee tiny guy I was pals with at school called Lee, and I was like, oh fuck, I know him. I was like, Lee, and he turns around, he's like, oh, there's Daryll, and then they all became pals.
Fucking hell, man.
We thought you were fucking moshers, we were going to fucking kick you. And I was like, fucking hell, man.
Mosher hunting, that's fucking nuts. Like, I'm like mosher hunting tonight.
What was did you say it's Slateford?
Slateford, aye.
What's that like?
Oh man, it's fucking mad.
Aye?
Oh, it's really bad. Nah, I'm joking, it's completely fine.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's just my hometown, you know.
I stayed in, when I moved to Edinburgh Fork, I stayed in, the first place I got, just because I had to get a flat like that week, was in Sight Hill.
Aye.
Near like Saughton.
Did you say I did? Aye, that's close to me.
So that was a wee walk from my work, but I wasn't sure about that place.
Aye, that's a rough place to be honest. Like, that'd be a place I wouldn't want to walk at night and that. Like,
yeah.
Aye.
I was walking back and there was like a group of bands like kicking over wheelie bins and shit like that, and I'm in like my wee shirt and tie, like, hey guys.
Did you see like fucking Fox night? Was it Bonfire night or whatever?
Yeah.
It was mad here. Like, there was just all the youth everywhere just setting fire to everything and that.
Oh,
and,
aye.
like it was like there's videos going about like people putting fireworks and people like
police and shit.
Aye, and like in the people's letterboxes and that, and they put the fireworks in there. And I had to go to work that night, and I was just like that, like, come ahead. So I've done that thing where I put the Agdo on. Just come ahead.
I'll do your thing.
I'm not going to take fucking toes.
Just walking up to him all like that.
You know what I know? Am I speaking my thoughts? That probably scared the fuck out of them, man.
That would.
Can you hear me? What are my thoughts?
My mum said that it might not be PC. My mum said if I ever get burgled, this is her plan. And she's like, if I ever get burgled, like I'll just go up to him and go, hello, can I be your friend? Like, all that. And I was like, that's actually brilliant.
Start windmilling and that as well. Nah, that's probably the way to go, but my mind just goes to fight or flight. I'm flight. I'm fucking out of there. Like.
Aye. There's no point, like. And it's worse whenever you chat to you always get these pals like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would fucking
Aye.
right? Like, no, you fucking wouldn't.
It's just my ego does that as well though. I'll watch stuff about like bear attacks and I'm like, I could poke it in the eye and do something, but then I'm like, nah, there's no way. Well, maybe there is. You see me now? This will just be a cut, like just a 5-minute episode. I was getting one sentence out in an interview.
I never usually edit it too much as well, but
aye, this will be one.
And keep us in time. I was getting wee leaves falling on us.
Aye.
It's beautiful.
I know, it's lovely.
Aye, where are we again?
Harlow Reservoir.
Harlow Reservoir?
Harlow Reservoir, aye.
Okay, what does this place mean to you?
Oh man, I used to like, come here when I was younger, you know, and I really started dogging about 1 year ago actually. Nah.
1 year ago.
Just come here for walks and then it's my new podcast place.
It's a decent
every week. We'll be back next week, people.
The log. The Harlow Reservoir log.
I know. Get a fucking name on this.
Aye, so your Spotify stuff, you've started to do like albums and stuff now, right?
Aye. Sort of, aye.
What's the game plan? Do you have one?
Just, I wish I did have a game plan. I just like having, like, my favourite thing is having wee ideas and then playing them out and seeing how it goes. And
yeah.
And then if it works out well, and like, especially like, normally what I'll do is, if I do the freestyles in my house, I'll find like a beat on YouTube and do a freestyle to it, and then if people say they like it and that, it spurs me on to be like, oh, that could maybe take this further then.
So if it does well on TikTok, you make it a song?
Aye, basically, because I'm like, because sometimes I don't really have that much confidence in stuff that I do, unless people are like saying stuff. So that spurs me on to be like, right, I could make this into something. And then also, it's just when I'm bored, if I just think of a wee song like Invisible Cigarette and that, it's just it's good to just for my creative.
I was so excited when, like, just at the title of it, I was like, please be about this.
Actually, like, get like ideas. See, what I'd love is to like make a proper music video. Like, you know, like not just one where I'm recording it on TikTok. Like, actually go out and like, because Invisible Cigarette would be funny today. On like a,
oh, here, I'll do that.
That'd be cool. Like, say like a winter morning, and just make a video like that.
I'm
and
up for that 100%.
Like,
man.
and like if you're like just dress up like pure, I don't know, Puff Daddy, maybe know him, hey, Biggie in the '90s or something like that, and just really make it so serious, but it's also just it's a piss take.
I'm 100% up for that.
We should
bring
that,
the lighting and all that.
Yeah, exactly, and just be like just Invisible Cigarette, and I don't know, that'd be a good idea. Like,
try and get a wee invisible smoke ring.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Aye, like I have ideas for that a lot, but it's just like I never really reach out and try and like do them. Like even like other songs like acoustic and that I've made. Like I'm going to Lanzarote on Sunday. I've not said this to my girlfriend yet, like, but I'm like, I want to actually make a wee video just there, because it's such a sunny place, and that song, it makes me think about just walking like so happy, just like about the place. And see, it's just a 1 minute video like that, just me walking about singing acoustic or something, instead of me in my room like that, like fucking talking to myself.
It was Lanzarote. I actually had, when we were talking about rapping, Butterley, he'll know, is one of my pals and he watches this. Shit, was it Tenerife or Lanzarote? Anyway, it was over one of his birthdays, and we went on holiday and we met up with these like English guys and Scottish guys, you know, you just make a unit. And one guy's big brother was called Mario, right? And he was like, oh, we didn't mean for the first couple of days, like, oh, by Mario, like he's an actual gangster rapper, he's from London, you know, he's fucking mental, right? This guy was like, you know the Goombas in Mario?
Like
brown guy.
Aye.
He looked like a fucking Goomba with wee round specs on it. He looked like a turtle. It was ridiculous looking, right? And he was chatting about rap battles, and they kind of egged him on to rap battle me. And I was like, yeah, I'll rap battle. I was like 15. And he went on for ages, like, yeah, fucking hammer toss you, pick you up by your hair, like going on like that, brah, all that kind of shit. And my comeback was, you're fat, you're specky, you look like a mole, you're 19 years old, and you've never had your hole. Way!
That was 100% day much better, like, fucking hell.
That was my only rap battle, but I won.
That was like the disses that you get on, like, back in the days, kind of like the fucking, the wee, what were they called again, like, the school disses and that. That's the sort of lyrics that was like.
The teachers and stuff.
Did you just make that, do you freestyle a lot, or did you make it up on the spot, or what, like?
No, that was just made up on the spot.
Is it? That's class.
It's like while he was rapping, I was trying to, I was like, he's a specky wee mole, how can I make this into that?
That's class, man.
Have you ever done you don't freestyle, you just like think, you listen to a beat and come up with a wee rap?
Aye, so like I'll listen to it and I'll be rapping in my head. I'll start like rapping, like freestyling as it goes, and then I'll find...
like we're both sitting here chatting about rapping.
No way. I know, fuck, this is the most gangster thing ever, man. But and then I'll just put that, open up, Word document. I'm so cool, I'm so class.
Act yourself, woo.
I kick so much ass. And then I just record it, and it's just...
Have you ever done a rap battle?
Nah, never. I've never done... Nah, I'd shit myself or something like that. Fight or flight, I'd probably run out the door.
Take toes.
Imagine if you fucking rhymed that to me. I can smell you when I take toes.
The guy don't get any holes.
I can smell you.
Take toes.
I would be out the door. Like, the flashbacks would happen, man.
See, talking about like being a white person and watching rap and being ultimate cringe.
So hard.
Whenever I get high, like I'm straight on Afro Man. Like
he's classic.
The whitest rap. Have you seen the video of him knocking out that woman?
Oh, on stage. Fucking hell, man.
Just turns around and fucking absolutely.
One of the best ones is that. Will you help me do? What's the one when he got his house broken in by the police? Did you listen to that?
I don't think so. I listened to the proper like back catalogue, or the one who's like Palmdale. Oh, that's
well, you need to. This was recently, like.
Is that a new one?
Aye. So the police broke into his house and done like I must have had a warrant or something to search.
Getting raided and stuff.
Aye, and so he made a song about it because he had like CCTV in his house, and it's just one of the most catchiest songs ever. Like you need to listen to it. Get on that, people.
It's funny how he goes from like Colt 45 and because like to the recent ones like when I post on social media,
I know that.
I don't get any likes. I punch one woman and everyone turns on me.
No, that's actually like something that I do like. See, like, I'd be like, I always loved Eminem and that, right?
Yeah.
But see, just hearing Eminem talk about like Twitter and that, you're like, I'd rather just listen to it. He's like, I think in his last album, he's like, before I get banned and kicked off Twitter and that, and TikTok and that, I'm like, just
don't mention it.
Aye.
There is something weird about that. I wonder if folk thought that back in the day about phones, like on the telephone.
Aye, maybe, aye.
Like, oh, cringe.
Cringing, aye.
Got my VR headset on Twitter.
It's always the pager that we're talking about back then.
Pager, yeah.
And the pager beep and that, and I'm like, get with the times, buddy.
I think you should start talking about pagers in your rap.
I know, maybe you should do like old school references and that. Eh?
But I find that as well when they're chatting about like fucking shadow bans and TikTok and Instagram. Because there's a guy, Norman San, if you heard him.
Nah.
He's a rapper, he's really good, but he chats about like modern things quite a lot and you're like,
Aye, I don't know, I think it's because I love like old school stuff and that as well, so maybe that's what I'm just always wanting. But I think it's also, you're listening to a guy who's like 50 talking about it, it sort of, it doesn't hit as
like
much.
Snoop Dogg like streams playing like
Aye, Snoop Dogg's just like, he's just a chameleon, him, eh? Just like, one minute he's like on Fortnite and that, and he's doing like pure crip walk, and then he's talking about how gangster he is. Fair play to him, like.
There's a bit too much of some people.
Aye. He's a good guy.
Snoop Dogg and his Just Eat adverts and all that.
I know, yeah, he must be raking it in, man.
Absolutely.
But he's got that. Do you ever listen? So I take it you like all like hip hop and that, like, because he's got Doggy. Is it Missionary or something? He's got coming out. Snoop Dogg.
Right. No, I didn't know.
Because Doggy Style was one of like his album in the '90s, which was like his best album.
Yeah.
And it was Dr. Dre that produced it all. And so in December he's got it's like a sequel to that album called Missionary or something.
Right. Okay.
Dr. Dre's producing it all, but it's one of the things where you're like, will it be as good? Like I want it to be because I think that I'd love that, but it's just
what they're rapping about now. You know, they're just talking shit.
Exactly. Aye.
Before there was that kind of.
It's like hunger in it as well. It's like he's probably just goes in the studio and just goes like, he's a beat and do that, and then obviously back then it was like you could feel that they were just trying to actually make it.
Do you know what I loved? Have you seen the NWA film?
Aye, that's class.
You know the bit when it's like Eazy-E at the start and he's trying to, what's the line? Sitting in the down on my 64.
Aye.
He's like saying it without any conviction.
Aye, and they're trying to and they're like, you can, because that's Metal taking that as well. He was just generally wasn't a rapper, and they were having to like feed him line by line what he was saying. I think it was Ice Cube in that.
Aye, that was a funny scene.
That's a class film as well. I didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
Do you know how they make like these films and it's like biopics and you're like, well, because there's a Bob Dylan one coming out and I'm like, I love Bob Dylan, but I'm like, will it be good? And then it's, especially, see, like, what was the Queen one? Which I watched, right, and I got caught up in it going like, this is class. And see, when you watch it, I'm like, this is the worst fucking, it's just so, like, they try to cut out so much stuff. And I think before, was it Sacha Baron Cohen that was meant to be playing the part?
Oh, was he?
And like, that Freddie Mercury had a lot of history, like, with all the drugs and that stuff. And Sacha Baron Cohen was like, I'm only going to do it if we're going to be serious about all that stuff and put that in. But then I think people that were in Queen, I don't know kind of the other band members are. We're like, no, we're going to keep. We didn't want to do that. We're going to keep it like, just basically surface level stuff. Aye.
So whistle sounding like The Walking Dead, like whistle.
No, we would get killed.
Is that the whistle?
I think so. Is that the one with the guy with the baseball bat?
Yeah.
Aye. I've actually only know that because I've seen clips. I watched Walking Dead and I loved the first few series.
Yeah.
Was it where they went into the prison? I think I stopped watching it then or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was the full season in because they made
that
many.
Shit and then it gets good and then it gets shit and then I give up. They just keep introducing new bad guys that are worse.
Aye, I struggle with American shows that go on for like 20 seasons and that. I'm like,
speaking of, are you an Office fan?
I am an Office fan.
Do you like US or UK?
Both of them.
Both?
Do you know?
I don't know if folk ask or, to be fair, it is.
Aye, well, to be honest, it's like I had like I was against the US one, like when it came out. I was like, fuck. And I remember trying to watch the first episode and I was like, they're just copying the fucking UK one. But then I ended up absolutely loving the US one as well. Like I think, what's the guy's name? Steve Carell. He's actually unreal at playing Hingley. But also, I like the UK one better.
They said with the US one they couldn't get budget unless they copied the UK one for season 1, pretty much scene for scene, especially the first few episodes. And then once they saw that there was an audience for it in America, they could do that.
They branched. Because they went the American way where it's like so far fetched. But I think it's just with Steve Carell just making it. It's just how he plays, like him, like just the wee nuances and the wee awkward faces that he makes in that. I'm like, it's like I can't see him as anything else. He's like, he's so believable to me.
It takes a fucking nosedive when he leaves. Well, Will Ferrell's quite funny, I think.
Aye.
And then the other one's like...
They get in that...
Who's the kind of sex-crazed guy? He's pish.
I can't remember.
Something California, Robert.
Oh,
California.
aye, him, aye. He's
and
got in, aye.
The storylines with Andy...
They do like...
Factor
Aye, well, people... There's a...
Like,
aye, there's a conspiracy about that he went to go and do The Hangover while they were filming, and it fucked up the office or something, so the writers got him back by making him to be so dislikable or something like that. Aye, and that's what people were saying. Because in the later seasons, he is like, you're like, fuck this guy.
And then he doesn't end up wearing and all that, right?
Aye.
Oh, no, does he? Oh no, he kind of does. Aye, it's weird.
Aye, it's like, it goes on for that long. I can't actually remember the later seasons, to be honest, of the US Office.
Right.
But aye, I think that's what I love about The Office UK, is it's 2 seasons, 1 special, and it's just perfect. Like the way it ends, the way at the Christmas party, and that. It seems so real as well. It just seems like it genuinely could be like a documentary or something like that.
Have you seen the Australian one?
Nah.
It's just out on Amazon Prime. It probably gets off to a better start than the US one, but it's just not. I just can't be bothered.
I think I would even start that.
It's an Australian woman. She's got like a daft face the whole time with her stupid hair. And she's like, huh? Who does? Like, fucking try hard. That's what.
That's what it sounds like. That's like when America tried to do like, what was it, In Betweeners and that shit. And you're like, they just fucking missed the mark so much.
Stuck that off straight away.
Aye. I like watching stuff like that. Like, one of my favourite things is cringe watching.
Yeah.
And that stuff like that. Do you know what's so good to cringe watch it? Have you got Reddit?
No, I had it until.
Oh man, see the Brendan Schaub Reddit and that. Oh my god.
Is that what is like the Kalila thing?
It's the whole Reddit. It's the fighter and the kid Reddit, but the whole thing is just against Brendan Schaub.
Right, that's a shame.
It's a shame, right? But the guy's an arsehole. But aye, oh man, like
right, okay.
if you go on at that Reddit, right, and there'll be like the context page, and you can start like how it started and why he's an arsehole and that. It's just a whole load of people. It's all the clips and that. He's just, I don't know. But it's one of my favourite things to watch is just him and how cringy it is, and just it's like, that's how I spend my time.
Because he's like, I loved, obviously back in the day, like the best podcasts where Chris D'Elia, Callan arguing with each other. And Brendan Schaub was just kind of in the middle, just kind of copying the other person's part.
He does it all the time. I keep looking at the camera, and I think you're going to have to cut it out every time. I keep looking at it and saying stuff and then doing that.
Have you seen that? Jack Nicholson's meant to do that in The Shining to like unsettle people. Like in the middle of a scene, he just go like that.
Oh really?
And flash at the camera.
I love The Shining. I think Jack Nicholson's amazing as well, man. That's one of my.
Did
you?
No.
I was actually going to tell my fucking mum and that.
No, he genuinely does. I just saw. I was going to say, you know, when you mentioned TikTok, so I saw a TikTok of it.
Aye.
Instead of me finding out something. I actually noticed it. Oh, I was watching it.
Aye, I love that fucking movie, man. I like to be back to the behind the scenes and that when he's getting himself. Like if
psyched up.
He's like, murder, kill, and he's swinging the axe and that.
Is she not meant to have been like psychologically?
Aye, she's fucking like because what's his name again? Stanley Kubrick or something like that. He just completely, you just tell her everything like it's always. You just wanted her in a state of like panic and like stress and that, which you go.
Yeah.
You know, but aye,
full circle.
I think that she's fucking. Well, I think she's dead now. But there was that Dr.
Shelley
Phil.
Duvall or something?
Aye, Dr. Phil had her on her, and she's.
Oh, really?
She had like. I think her mental health declined massively, and obviously Dr. Phil was like, "I'm getting on my show. I'll get fucking views for this or something like that." But it's quite sad to see. She just looks. She's not even. She's not there.
Have you seen Adam Ray's Dr. Phil?
No, but I've seen it. Sorry, I thought you meant because there's an actual Netflix thing coming out where he's interviewing the real Dr. Phil as
really?
Dr. Phil. Aye, it's out like in 3 days or something like that.
Shit, right? Okay.
Aye, he's fucking unreal. Like.
Yeah.
That's one where like see him on Adam Ray on Rick Glassman's podcast as well. That's just both of them. That just looks fucking class.
Yeah. I like it how they're comfortable enough that Adam Ray just goes on and Rick's just sitting there.
Yeah, I know. I like it when they just start freestyling and shit like that, and it's just see. Have you seen the Harry Macomb? Oh my god, that's.
Have you seen the Sal Volcano one?
Aye, when he pops out. How good is that?
Yeah, I had goosebumps.
Aye, it's so that because I was watching, I was like, no fucking way, and then just how excited that Sal is as well with it, and then
yeah,
it's
and
just
nobody in the comments spoiled it.
I know that. That's what I liked as well, and also just like it's such a good interview in the episodes because he asks him stuff like. He's basically telling like Harry Mack to freestyle and that, but you really see how amazing he is. He just get a wee like any wee idea, and he just goes off it, and it's like he ends up making a hook in the middle of the song, and like he goes back to it and he remembers it. I'm like, fucking hell.
He has like, I know he says he's practiced since he was like 10 or something, but
there's something else.
Out of this world.
Aye, 100%.
The skill is just fucking insane, but I think you'll agree that
We're better.
We're better. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh no. They're no rapping, are they? They're no rapping, are they? Alright, enough of the crap. Best in the West meets Beast from the East. We met up for photos, now we own these streets. Daryll and Foxy, you're in for a treat. My rhymes got rotten cause they're just too sweet. Sitting rapping with my main man Foxy, scratching records like I've got chicken pox. Hey, DNF, we're just missing an S. I sit down, get comfy and we'll take the rest. He's the number one, call him out, Foxy Bingo. Lays down more beats than Ringo. Now I'm passing over to the D to the Fox. He's too hot, he's too cool, reverse Goldilocks.
Put it in the... Wait, what? Put it in the podcast, let me show my raw ass. Oh wait, what the fuck? Put it in the podcast, you can get a tall glass, shut the hell up. It's Foxy, you slut. I'm banging on the beats like I bang on your butt. I'm out my wiener, I'm always half cut. I love a good greet cause my life's in a rut. Put it in the podcast, I'll only spit the raw facts. Me and Daryll linking up will cause a bomb blast. I'm small and ferocious like a fucking wombat, and I am all that. Take a couple photos, then we have a small chat. So where's your bong at? Rip a bit of that and play the fucking song back. It's Put It in a Podcast. Can get rid of it, buddy.
Aye, your humour, it's like, you get a lot of shit on like TikTok and all that stuff, and it's like fucking wanks just filming themselves being a cunt and fucking...
Wanks filming themselves being a cunt.
in the club and all that shit.
Oh, right, aye.
Aye, but yours was like, it's almost like a disarming humour, like you just see it and you're, that's just like fucking...
I love that, mate. Cheers for that.
I think that's what it is, because it's like, it just puts you in that silly mindset that I think, you know, when you get older you kind of forget.
Aye.
That's what you used to do.
Mate, that's metal, because that's one of my things, like I always say to myself, I never want to grow up in the sense of like losing this sense of humour and just being daft and just being like... And then it's good to be like that as well, because that's what I'm like on TikTok. I just love having the wee buzz about you and then just talking shite, and even stuff where like I make it out to be serious is always going to be a joke. Like I made one where I was talking about, I made up a story about me being on live and arguing with people on that, and I was saying that the police came and put like, and then people comment saying, no way, can't believe this, and I'm like, fuck it, they actually believe it, but to me that's hilarious.
Yeah, I need to be a bit more like that, I think.
Aye.
I deleted a serious one. I was trying to do one about photography because I was excited about moving to this job. I was like, oh, you might have noticed that some of my edits are actually you. I'm like, fuck off,
It's
man.
when you watch it back and you're like, who is this person? Like, it doesn't feel natural.
I'm not even making sense, what am I saying?
Aye, like I've done that before. Like if I have something to talk about, like there's a guy, 55, who he reached out to me and he's like, I've always loved your stuff, and he's a rapper, and he's like, I've got a mixtape coming out, can you? And he's like, I gave you a shout out on one of the songs. He's like, would you mind doing a wee skit? And I was like, of course, I thought that was so class.
Yeah.
And then we made the song and that, and I'm actually, he's got two, so 55 his name is, he's got two mixtapes out now. And then I was on the second one, and then I was like, I'll make a wee TikTok about it, and so I made about 5, because I was making ones where I was like, wanting to shout it out and say this, but then I wanted to have a wee bit of a laugh, because I didn't want to be too serious, and then I was like, these are all just, I'm just too serious about it, and then I just gave up.
Aye.
Much is life.
I think it is a tough one. But yeah, I
just say much is life. I think I meant to say such is life. I meant much is life. I'm too hyper aware in my mind here.
It's because you watched the plug, Gareth much.
Exactly. Go back and watch that one.
But no, it was genuinely like I think disarming's the best way to put it.
Aye.
It just puts you in that kind of goofy mood.
Also, like being the type where I'm not going to be the same as everyone else and be doing stuff where it's like going on live and all the arguments, and I like being a bit different, where you just know what to expect. It's going to be either these daft songs or just a daft sketch or whatever. Aye, just like, because I'd rather watch that. Like, it is like you say, you go on TikTok and it's just people on live arguing and then just...
Yeah. See, like the Israel-Palestine one? And it's like someone with each flag and like, come on, give me 2.
Oh, really? Fucking hell, man. Jesus Christ. Aye, there's all the ones, and then it's just like people begging for all these gifts and that, and I'm like, I would like to start, like, that's one of the things I'd like to start going live.
I'd like to start begging for gifts.
And actually, that's what I really want to start taking up, begging for gifts. Nah, like going live, and but like with my aim, like just like going on and like maybe like dating stupid songs and just like stuff like that, like nothing serious.
Yeah.
Because live's got a good way to just engage with people and that, but it's one of the things where I need to get the confidence to do it, because I'd be scared to just set up the camera.
Down, just rap for people. Get their suggestions.
And immediately, where the fuck are you? We're in the woods, we're rapping.
You can play a beat in your phone and we'll both just rap. Just like 2-line raps and then run out.
And then with Offski.
But aye, that wee buzz you're talking about that makes you want to do the videos.
Aye.
It's that thing I struggle with. Is like, obviously a part of me wants to do a podcast and make like stupid videos and have a laugh and do clips, but at the same time, there's that other part of me that's like, that's so fucking not like cringe.
Aye.
You know, like,
I get you. Well, to be honest, it's one of the things where I'll get the wee buzz, and it'll be like maybe if I've just been like I've done something, like I've done whatever, I'll get the buzz and I'll be like to post it, and then you do get the thing after where you die down for it and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's just, I don't know, it's just like going fuck it, I'll just post that anyway and that's it.
Yeah.
Aye, like it doesn't really matter. And then it's also the other way is like turning off my mindset where I'm like, I need to post a video now and it's forced.
yeah.
And I'm like trying to be funny, and it's just like I need it to happen. I don't want to be in front of the camera and try to do stuff, and then I watch it back and go, I'm just doing this because I want to post something.
Yeah.
Like that's the only, I just want to post this and see what happens. Like it's better to actually feel like it's natural, and I'm just doing something stupid because I feel in a funny wee mood.
I just find that like, that feeling, it went away for ages and then it just started to come back slowly. Like,
that happened to me as well. Like I had that. I'd start thinking to myself like, where's my imagination, my creativities went. And I'd look back at old videos and be like, I wish I could do something like that again.
Yeah.
Like just be ones where like that lighting up a big fat doobin, that one. I'm like, I need to make one like that again. And I'm constantly looking back
chasing
and then,
your old stuff.
and then I'm just like,
on the spot
and then I'm just like, it'll just happen natural. Like I can't just put like set up a camera and be like, well, I can make something like that again. It's always it just comes naturally, I think.
The force thing's funny. I had one on Facebook, and it's one of the ones I was most proud of. But it was, when Coca-Cola brought out their dark green, like Coca-Cola Life.
Aye.
And I was just like, hey guys, I'm just trying out this new Coca-Cola Life. And then I did like the biggest fucking ripper. It was actually quite nice, and I took another sip and then just sat back like that and another ripper. But honestly, I cannot fart in command, but there was like 6 in a row.
Actual sort of real farts.
Actual real fucking rippers every time I drank Coca-Cola Life.
Oh man, that should be an advert for
that
them.
was it. That was me peaking at fucking 19.
I think we'll see what you're saying about getting older and that and losing like the just the humour and that. Like that's one of the things that I think to myself, I didn't want to lose that, but you sort of like, you do go through a stage where you're like, am I just getting older? Am I just not finding stuff as funny? But then
I think it's just overthinking shit. But
100%.
Doing stuff like this, it gives me a wee, like after Gareth Much's episode, I had that wee high for a couple of weeks of like, you kind of get in that silly mood again because you're just being yourself and having a laugh.
Aye.
I think it's when in previous episodes or whatever, you try and be someone else, or you try and then you are and you feel like a wank.
Yeah, then you're in mind about it.
Yeah.
Aye, 100%. Like that's what I get. Like, and then it even happens like now and that. Like I'll be saying to myself like, am I just fucking talking shite? But it's not really a natural thing to do. Just set a camera up and talk. You know what I mean? You have to just get used to it. Which is for you, like meeting people that you've never met before must be quite a daunting thing. Like just being like.
Yeah, I think having the dog in Gareth's one helped.
Aye.
It's just a wee distraction.
Aye, definitely.
But aye, it's a strange situation.
And even like you'll message them and then it'll be like we'll meet up, and the lead up to that will be like nerve-wracking, like what do you like, can that sort of feeling like it's happening, it's coming up soon, and then because I was like, when you're asking me, I was like, I'm on holiday on Sunday. I was like, well, I'll date after holiday, but no, I'd rather like get out the kind of like date, and instead of like being on holiday, being like, oh fuck, I've got this podcast and I'm shitting myself with it and that.
Are you nervous for this?
Aye, 100%. I get nervous to leave the house, mate. Come on the podcast.
No, thank you for coming on. If it is
I actually loved it. Like, it's good.
It's class. But I was saying to you in the car earlier as well. Like, what makes a difference for me is because you don't know someone while you're messaging them. It's kind of weird to just hit out with Patter because you don't know how they're going to take it. You don't know the tone. Gareth was great because he just started chatting like. He was very kind of open. We're chatting about like the stuff we're crying over, just having a laugh. Obviously not sitting greeting all the time, but it was funny. And then with you, we kind of had a laugh anyway. Then
I felt like the connection was there just after the first like few messages and that, and you sent me the song and that. I was like, right, I got the humour that you got, and then even when you were saying you like my raps and that, I was like, at least he knows this sort of thing. It's not just like you're getting me on just because. Yeah. I don't know. Like they actually enjoy like the videos and that.
Whatever. Yeah.
Aye. But like I felt that as well, and then it makes it easier coming on knowing that you've already like, sort of hit it off.
Yeah.
Whereas like
absolutely.
I'd be scared if I was just if it was you and I'd ask something on the podcast and then on the text I was like, I'm not sure about this person now, and then it happens and you're like, that would fucking scare me. Like.
Yeah, I do have, and they won't know who it is because there's we get a mixture of people like, I would love to come on and love your podcast, and then you get other people who've like, oh, I'd love to come on and get some photos if you wouldn't mind, whatever, and they're honest about it, which is cool.
Aye.
But then some of the time it's like, yeah, but I don't find you funny, and I don't want to fake it with people.
Aye, I know.
And there are people genuinely that I've said will come on, and it's just taken months because I keep forgetting, and I literally need to do a list of who I've said.
Aye.
But there are people I'm just like, I don't know if, and then, and even if you start chatting to them, there's just nothing.
Aye, you need any feel. Aye, like
yeah,
I'd get that.
I'm like, what? Sitting for an hour chatting with you?
I've had people like that would say like that message me and say we should make a like collab and do videos and that, and I'm like, I didn't find it'd be funny, and then.
So I didn't ask, I just said, I just sent you half a rap.
I prefer that, but there's people around like, and then I also like, I couldn't imagine me just meeting up and making these sketches and that. Like, I'd have to have
be in the mood as well.
and have this like talking before it and that. I couldn't just meet up and be like that. Right, well, here's the ideas. Like, I'm just not a type of person.
Yeah.
I'd probably just turn up and be awkward as anything, and then I'd end up doing stuff like I've got a gun to my head. Like, I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Because even like one of my best pals, Kaz, who we used to do all the stupid raps and videos with, we were chatting about like you coming on the pod, and I sent him your videos and all that. So he came over, he's like, right, I'll bring my stuff down. We can do a wee stupid song, whatever. So he came over and it was just sitting there. He had the mic set up, and we're both like, I can't think. And he's like, no, neither can I.
It's something.
Fucking nothing.
There's something weird about you having like just when you first press the record and you're like, wait, like it just all happens. It just all feels so suddenly real, and you're like, what do we talk about? Like, that's what I think. I think people are like that they podcast. They've said they'll have the first like 5 ones are just. They just delete them all because they're like, you didn't have that connection or that. You're just sitting in front of the camera and you're too aware of everything, and that's what I'd be like.
Bye. Thanks very much for this, and hope you enjoy.
I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy
the song.
Cool. Are we getting what's it called? Toes on your toes?
Taking toes.
Taking toes.
Aye, we're going to start taking toes.
Cool. Get the photos now.
Aye.